There's about a 60% overlap in the photos, roughly 60%. If I take this and move it down here, you can see
kind of line it up. Yeah.
So it's about a 60% overlap. Now, on the adjacent photos, and they come back and fly the next line, there's 40%. And the reason I mention that is when you look at stereo photographs, you don't look on photos that are here to here.
Yeah.
You look on the photos from here to here. You
Yeah.
look at the photos that overlap. on the
Okay,
flight
okay,
line,
left or right.
not the adjacent line.
Okay.
Question, aren't these taken from a slightly different angle? This one to this one, a slightly different angle?
No, they're supposed to be all vertical.
Okay, they're taken at the same time.
Well, here's the point. When you take a, particularly near this is really low level, you take a picture and the light's coming in here and coming in here, the shortest distance is, directly above you. So you'll have this distortion on the sides of the photo. But if you're higher up, that
less distortion
gets less and less.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are very nice photos, and but I mention these things so you'll understand that when you go to buy or select photos, that's how you do it. And you order them by coordinates, and you get them from the U.S. Geological Survey out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Those are the public providers. There are also contractors, private contractors. You can get these from as well.
Okay.
But when you go to order them, you've got to provide them with some information that tells them what block you want for coverage, because they aren't really cheap. They're not horribly expensive, but they're not cheap.
Like the township or the range that you want?
Well, it's even you go finer than that. You
or
have
section?
to. Right now, I haven't ordered photos for quite a while, and they've changed so much. For example, they used to provide the hard copies in the past. Now they send you. They're all digitized. Okay. They send you a disc, or a thumb drive or something like that, and you take them to a local vendor who makes aerial photographs, usually a civil engineer or a blueprinting service will have that, and they'll run them for you, and you can choose your paper. This is a really nice paper here because the real glossy stuff is too bright, and it reflects light, and it makes it difficult to look at the stereo. At least it does for me.
That is very interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then then there's a real dull matte finish, and it kind of loses some of the detail.
Yeah.
This is really nice.
Balanced.
And you can see right here that geology is playing a role in what you're looking at. I mean, look at the difference in vegetative patterns here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Here you can see the stream valley coming down here.
All the farm fields.
Here's, you can see that this is the Russian. I think this is the Russian River.
And you can see like all this over here.
Yeah, you can see a lot.
A lot of geology happening right
well,
there.
this is the north side of the ridge. This is the south side. You got more vegetation on the north side than you have on the south side most of the time. But here's how it works, and it takes us. It isn't a difficult thing to do, but it takes people's eyes. It takes your brain a little while to get used to the idea you're going to look at something in stereo. And it took mine a while, and I've done it so long now that I can pop these in. I mean, I can pop this into stereo right now with my naked eye. I can just. I look at
yes,
this.
I've heard of people doing that.
I'll line them up.
Yes.
And
one eye focuses here, and the other eye focuses on there.
Yeah, it just takes. What's important is you move them back and forth because it's the spacing. Your eye has to look. See this spot here? Same as that spot there. The idea is to get your eye above each of those spots simultaneously.
Yes.
So to do that, you have to move the photo back and forth because the spacing between people's eyes varies quite a bit.
Good.
Okay? It does. And takes a little bit, and bingo, I'm in. I can see this in 3D, and the thing is...
Oh, cool. I get what you're saying. I caught a little bit of it.
Yeah, so I'll get this set up for you, and then I want you guys to... Okay, now as I look down on this right now, for my eye spacing, I've got this thing in 3D. And when I look at the stereoscope, I set the stereoscope up like this to get myself over the identical spots. But notice, I always keep a hand on the photo, because what happens is they start doing this, and then you lose your 3D.
Okay.
So you want to keep these edges parallel. That's Otherwise, you obviously you can't see it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But a little bit throws you off just enough so it makes it hard to get in. So let me get this. Let me pick a. I'll tell you what, we're gonna pick this point. Contrast between the grass and
that
the,
little.
so we'll get that set up. And
Was this method invented sometime in the 1920s or 30s?
the technique goes back way before that, but not for aerial photographs. Remember the old pictures you used to look at in 3D?
Yeah, yeah,
That's the
Right.
that's the concept.
yeah.
They just took it, rotated it 90 degrees for aerial photographs.
But they didn't have the ability to fly well until the 1930s or something. With World War II, they were starting to do this. I know
The
that.
oldest aerial surveys of California, trying to think of the name of it's a special collection, were flown in the 30s. They started when it became obvious that World War II was going to become World War II. The government stepped in and started doing lots and lots of flying, particularly in coastline areas.
Yeah. Right.
Because of obvious tactical,
Right.
advantages. And so the trouble is that, as time went on, people didn't see the real advantage of that. A lot of these collections were lost. There's an outfit down in the Bay Area. I can't think of the name of them, but they've been vendors for aerial photographs forever. And they have these huge collections that are in their warehouse. But no one has gone through and categorized them. They don't know. And for people in the geology business, for example, or the archaeology business, or the historical business, it can be very priceless, because to see what the San Francisco Peninsula, for example, looked like in 1935 can be very important. Some guy puts up a 7-story building, this foundation settles, and the geotech engineer said, oh, it's not our fault, it's a contractor's fault, blah, blah, blah. Some guy comes in and looks at these aerial photographs and sees that there was no building there that was raised, taken down, and they didn't clean the foundation.
Built it on bad stuff. Yeah.
I mean, that's just an extreme. Okay, so here's what we do, and you can do this. I think the thing you can do is take your finger and put them together, and when you start seeing when these two fingers look like one finger, then you should be in 3D. So what I do, I kind of keep my hand on the photo like this, so that if it doesn't quite match up, then I can do this. I can move it in or out, in or out. I just don't want to move it sideways.
Oh, I got
So
you.
go ahead and try this. Put your fingers here, and you want to get this point. As soon as it pops into 3D, you'll be able to see it all. And another trick is, if you want to see what 3D is here, you can lip up the photo, hold it here, and then lip it up, so you can see the part that's covered up. So you can do that as well. So Josh, I want you to try it. I tell you, it's a mind blower. It really it is. It'll blow your mind, because it's an incredible tool for geologists for all kinds of reasons.
So okay, there we go. I got my fingers looking like one finger.
And you should start seeing things in 3D. And if you don't, you can move the stereo back and forth a little bit. That helps.
Do I get my fingers out of the way? Oh wait, no, I gotta put my fingers on the same point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. It'll pop in.
Okay.
It's very rare. It takes a while.
Yeah, I'm starting to see it. The mountains look taller, 3D. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Isn't that something?
Isn't that something?
You've seen the light.
Yeah. But
Wow.
now those are high level. For all I know of this area here,
dude,
was there ever a big burn through here, for example? Because if there was, you could get, if the photos are available, you could look at the geology through the older photos in stereo. It would show you stuff that you can't see up there now because it's covered with trees.
So these mountains
but the photos might help you delineate faults, geologic contacts.
Try that.
They might help you find old workings.
Yeah,
they
old
could
workings.
do a lot of stuff.
Basically, I put my finger there and there, and then whenever your fingers look like one finger, look at this ridge right there.
It should pop right in.
Yeah.
It'll do it.
Holy crap, that was quick.
You
That's
see-
amazing.
You see that looking down those canyons and those valleys on that?
God damn.
It just pops up. That's pretty cool.
It is a very, very useful tool. And finding aerial photographs for a particular area, like your your mind here
Mm-hmm.
is kind of like researching the old gold mining reports. It involves some research. The first thing you'll find out is, are there aerial photos of this area?
Mm-hmm.
We do through the U.S. Geological Survey online. It's called the U.S. Geological Survey. I think they call it the bookstore or something like that. And it's, you know, you find that part of the book site that handles photos. And it'll give you the year.
That's cool.
And it'll give you the scale. And these are high level. But I don't know what the scale is. They're probably 1 inch equals, oh gosh.
You can flip that
well
over,
a mile.
flip that one over this one, and then look further this way, right?
Absolutely, yeah. As long as you've got the same thing shown on both of the sequential photographs, then you can get the 3D image. And one thing you'll find too is that
Damn, right in it.
you just have to find the same spot. Start
Right there. Isn't
right
it?
there and there is good. That little link or whatever it is. Once you get that popped in, all the rest of it's going to pop
Wow,
in.
yeah, you could find old workings, you could find trails.
You could
find
and
roads,
you might not. It's just going to depend upon what's available,
Yeah.
what the scale is. There's a lot of variation in the quality of the
Okay.
photos.
Okay.
But you develop a laundry list off of what's available, and then say, okay, I'm going to buy 2 different sets, maybe a 1950 at this scale, and maybe a 1990 or something at this scale.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at those, and if it gives you what you want, fine. If not, you know, you can try again. So it's just a matter of a little bit of reiteration. But
Yeah.
they can be very, very helpful, because it helps you see the land surface, and to the extent that the land surface is answering some of your questions,
Yeah.
it'll help out immeasurably. And the thing is, you can see, you can look at tens of square miles right at your desk in 3D. Now, it's not the same as being out there on the ground,
But you can get
but
it.
it helps you decide where on the ground you really want to go.
Yeah, and to narrow that search.
You can make what I call lineation maps from these things. I did a whole quadrangle one time east of Ukiah, just for the fun of it. And you can make lineation maps. And lineation is simply a line that shows up on the ground that runs from canyon to ridgetop to canyon to, you know, it's linear, and it shows consistency.
Of what a ridge would look
Yeah,
like.
and the thing is, those lineations I was mapping were potential faults.
Okay. Okay.
And that's one of the things that you're
Trying to-
about, the
yeah.
influence of faults on the mineralization. And if you can get a set of photos that aren't, you know, like that's why I asked if there had been a fire here before. If you can get a set of photos that are taken after a
Right
big
at
forest
fire,
fire,
you can see the ground.
you can see the ground.
Yeah. Yep.
Look at the roads on this, Jeff.
Oh, here, I'll tell you what. Here's what you want to.
There. Oh,
Those-
yeah.
those
okay,
two
yeah,
spots
yeah,
right there.
yeah, right.
And then you got to get this thing directly over those spots as best you can.
'Cause-
And your finger should look like one finger
Yeah,
instead of
yeah,
two.
yeah. Oh, it's great.
Isn't
It's
that
great.
something?
Yes, and you can
You
see
guys,
the trees.
you guys are among the 3 people I've met at one group together. There's always one person who has a hard time, but you guys just pick it up just like that.
Oh, it's great, and you know the vertical exaggeration.
Yeah.
It really helps. You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
10 times the amount on the ground.
It is. It's much more. I should have mentioned that myself. It does exaggerate the vertical. But
Yes.
the advantage of that is that exaggeration brings out relief features that you otherwise